Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Let me get a few things on the screen. So in about a week, I'm going to be doing a live learning event. I'm going to be teaching Black Magic Revocation. I'm not teaching you how to do things to people. Okay. No. I'm teaching you how to negate the dark magic things that people are trying to do to you, because no, we're done. We're done. We're done with just being very easy to mess with. Okay. So if you'd like to check that out, go to k33academy.com/store. You can see all of the different classes that I'm, going to be available over the next couple weeks, and go check it out. The one that's coming up the soonest, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, is going to be the Black Magic Revocation. In addition to that, I am going to have a fire ceremony on June 6th. It is a 6/6 Divine Wealth fire ceremony. There's a lot of things, a lot of messages that I've been receiving over the past couple of weeks, helping me to best understand what this 6/6 portal date and its potentiality is, right? So I've come to the realization it is a divine wealth type of event. If you'd like to purchase any type of expedites, go check it out. meevolving.com/shop/66FC, and you can see what's there. Okay. Now, getting to the reading. I asked what this reading is going to be about, and what I heard is, are you ready to see how powerful you are? I mean, are you ready? Ooh, gosh. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on, right? And the things that have been going on is probably going to cause quite a few of us to feel as though, like, what in the world? Where is my life headed? Where did I make the wrong turn? Limits increased. Are you getting the support you need? It doesn't like I'm gonna listen. It says it's an email that I got. Upper limits increased. It's really unfortunate, but there just doesn't seem to be any relief in sight. And then it says, are you getting the support that you need? Ooh. Okay. Let me just pull cards, because I gotta teach my class later. I gotta get that lesson ready, and I gotta not mess around. Ooh-wee. I'm just saying, okay. Michael says, don't say, just just pull the cards. Don't say it, just pull the cards. Okay, good. I don't need you to repeat yourself. We like echolalia and stuff. I did say echolalia. Okay. We're almost there, guys. I'm saying the reason to see how powerful one is may not be welcome. Girl. Great minds think alike, because I was like, oh no, this might be a trick. No, it's gonna be fine. Crossing fingers. Whew. Okay, this is the final deck that I'm gonna be shuffling. Final deck that I'm shuffling. Did you guys know, if you're watching me on Facebook and you're watching me on my personal profile, I have chosen to I don't know if I'm going to regret it, but I have chosen to go ahead and allow myself to be publicly seen on my personal profile again. I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't do any live streams at all. Rarely any selfies or anything like that on my personal profile because people be weird with me. But I've don't know. It's just giving me anxiety now. Let's get started. Oh God, these cards. I'm about to have an anxiety attack. Oh shit. Okay. You hear that? We're releasing the pressure. Okay. We're just going to release some of that pressure. Just breathe. You're fine. We're going to let the bottle. I'm scared because. Okay. I was scared for nothing. I had already released the pressure. So, that's kind of another message that's coming through. Are you scared for nothing? Right? Because I kind of felt like it might just burst. I've had kombucha trick me like that before. Not even joking. It's okay. It's okay. It's guava dragon fruit. It tastes like the guava from what brand is that? Synergy? I don't know. The brand that I usually drink. Anyways, let's get started. All right, big events are being put into play. Something that you had pushed aside. Oh, let me take you off screen. Something that you had pushed aside once upon a time is now being allowed back in. What that is, you about to find out, baby boo. Excuse me. You're about to find out, okay? This is stemming from some type of connection, union, something that kind of fizzled out. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but it's definitely some type of connectivity between you and another person. I got a feeling of I'm not even going to be sour. I feel like things have been trying to put me in a sour space all day, all morning. I'm not going to entertain that, whatever. So this is between you and another person, I even want to say being, right? This is between you and another being. It's going to be allowed to come back home. And it coming back home, your paths crossing is going to be the foundation of whatever it is that you're going to be shown. What you're going to be shown is going to help you to understand how powerful you actually are. But just as Miss Melissa said, the reason to see how powerful one is may not be welcome. You're being prepared for the next part of your journey, the next part of your life. And whether you welcome it or not, unfortunately, is coming. It's coming. It's coming. And it doesn't give any. The word selection that pops in my head is just inappropriate. It doesn't care about whatever boundaries you think you have established. Now, I'm not talking about sin because when you're dealing with humans in human form, you absolutely should care about boundaries. What are you, a stalker? Stop. Don't be that way. I'm being absolutely serious. Don't be that way. That's ugly. Some people might be like, oh my God. Yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Sorry, guys. Okay, anyways, so whatever boundaries you think you have set for yourself, they probably work on a human level, which is that's good. I like that. Yes, growth. On a soul level, soul don't care. Soul doesn't care. Soul is not being mean. Soul is trying to encourage you to move beyond the fears that you have. Oh, I saw a video earlier. What was it? Did I share it? I think I shared it. Hold on. Let me look at my own stories. Wait. What? What? I don't know how to write Instagram. I don't have any reels with it. Gosh, tootin' darn it. I didn't share it. If I did, I don't know how to get to it. Anyways, so what I wanted to say was I saw a video that was talking about how for many people, you are more than willing to stay in a known hell than you are willing to be uncomfortable in an unknown heaven. And I was like, ooh, that was good. Yes, it is good because it's the truth. It's the truth. For many of us, we choose to stay in the same place of stagnation simply because that's what we've known, right? You're unhappy in that space, but hey, at least you know what to do, how to handle that unhappiness. You kind of just make do with it. And I think what's happening right now is your soul is encouraging you to move beyond that, to allow yourself to be uncomfortable enough to move beyond that space of stagnation, that space of unhappiness, and really step into a space where you have additional room to grow. Your growth is so important. It is so super duper important during this period. I've said this before, and I feel like a broken record at this point. The period that we are currently in, if you utilize this period in the way that your soul is encouraging you to utilize it, you will set yourself up for tremendous, tremendous success, happiness, fulfillment, internal as well as external peace for the rest of your life. That's uncomfortable because you're used to only being able to control little bite-sized pieces of your life. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay because you're actually strong enough to be able to handle consciously co-creating larger portions of your life. If you don't believe me, that's perfectly fine, but your life is going to show you this. Either you will participate in it and it will show you in a way where you are consciously co-creating. You're feeling like, oh my God, she was right. She was right. She was totally right. Yes. Everything I think of that's positive is happening for me. All of these opportunities and just it's amazing. I feel powerful. I can save the world. And then there's that other option of like, you very begrudgingly participate. It's not even participation. It's like you're being forced. And then you're like really, really over it and you're done with it, but it's not done. And so now you're bitter and you're upset and you feel like you're being punished and all of these just really ugly things. Either way, you're going to get to the other side. But what happens between that and the point where you get to the other side is what will determine whether you step into a space of a hero or the role of a villain. Ooh, I saw a video for that too. It was amazing. Hold on. Okay, let me see. Okay, this video, it's in my stories on Instagram. The major difference between a villain and a hero. I'm going to read it to you guys. Villains and heroes actually have the exact same backstory. The villain story in the backstory, the hero, are pain. The hero is an orphan. He was almost always, but you're talking too fast, sir. And the fucking flashing at the top of the screen is fucking with my ADHD. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay. The villains and heroes actually have the exact same backstory. The villain's story and the backstory of the hero are pain. Remember, the hero is an orphan. He is almost always an orphan in some way. They're orphaned. The villain, if you watch the movie closely, screenwriters will put a scar on their face, a limp, some sort of speech impediment. What they're indicating is that this person has a painful backstory. So the difference between the villain and the hero is how they respond to that pain. How you respond to the way the world and the people who are important to you hurt you is what will determine whether you step into your rightful place as a hero or fill the role of the villain. There is a major polarization that's occurring. Okay? I think we all need to be aware of that a polarization is occurring. A larger percentage of people will gravitate towards one pole, and that is the pole of the villain. You ever notice in movies where you're dealing with like a hero and a villain, there's usually like one or maybe a handful of heroes and a never ending supply of villains, right? So what does that mean? You need to decide. The path of the hero is a difficult one. It's the one that will challenge you to rise beyond the limitations of simply being reactive, responding by creating, perpetuating more fear, immersing yourself even deeper in the toxicity that's been poisoning you from the inside out. I mean, all of these things are very potent realities that we all live through. We all live through this. What you do with it is what will determine what you make of yourself because of it. It's up to you, right? I'd like to think that the people who are in our community and are drawn to me resonate with me because, like me, you have no interest in being a villain. And you're trying to find a way to empower your perception, empower yourself through the shifting of your perception so that you can ensure you are consciously choosing to not become a villain. And the reality of the way soul works, the way energy is, spirituality, all of that, divinity, however you want to frame it, whatever you want to call it, if you want to call it God, creator, whatever it is. The reality of that consciousness is there is no right or wrong. There is simply a sliding between two planes of polarity or 2 points of polarity in a singular plane of existence. Okay? Where you slide to is what will determine the way you see things. And the way you see things will determine the way you interact with the circumstance, the people, the environment, whatever it is. Okay? So I'm not saying you have to pretend that everything is okay all the time. I'm not saying that you got to ignore the ugliness that we sometimes face, but I mean, is it really ugly? Is it really ugly? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like I was talking to someone who is very dear to me, and they recently had, a considerable injury to the face, right? And it was just kind of like, dude, that circumstance, like, ooh, hurts my heart. Because of the circumstance, not because of potential scarring, right? I see the beauty in this person. It goes far beyond how beautiful their face, because boo, if you're watching your face, you got face for days. You're gorgeous. You're gorgeous. But when they showed me like, the wound is starting to heal a little bit, and it might leave a scar in a very prominent place. And I see it, and I'm like, the photographer in me comes out, and I'm like, ooh, that is freaking sensual lines. Like, damn. Leave it to you to look even hotter because of a mark. Oh my God. Right. And I was like, I hope I'm not being insensitive. But when that heals, I mean, ooh, I see that as like a mark where, if a man has fallen in love with you, that's one of the things that they would absolutely cherish about you. It's indicative of your strength, that your strength is part of your beauty. And the way the curve, I was just like, that's fucking gorgeous. Let me not be insensitive. And they're like, only you. But that's the thing, though. That's how I see things. I don't just see it as like, oh no, it's a scar. I have scars all over me. And? And? When I was a kid, I was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing. I had my arms like this on the trunk of the vehicle, the car. And I, for some reason, thought it would be fun to slide myself basically under the car while holding the trunk part, and then push myself back up. And I kept doing that repeatedly. Well, I didn't realize I was adjusting my positioning each time I did that. And the last time I did that, where I allowed myself to halfway slide under the car, when I bent my knee to push myself back up to a standing position, my actual patella lined up perfectly with the exhaust. And when I bent my knee, the exhaust went into my knee, and it left a fairly considerable scar in a letter C. It's a letter C on my knee. Yeah. And I remember I got in big ass trouble for that. I wasn't soothed. I wasn't like, comforted, soothed, or any of that. I was maybe like 7 or 8 years old. I had to clean my wound myself before my parents saw it. I don't remember it hurting. I remember thinking, oh shit, I'm going to be in trouble. I have a very clear memory of that. I was like, oh shit, I'm going to be in trouble. And I had to clean the wound myself, which I was not afraid to do wound debridement at that age, with straight up isopropyl alcohol. Like, what? I highly recommend you use 90% isopropyl alcohol instead of the 70, because it evaporates a lot faster, but it also still carries with it the potentiality of disinfecting. As it evaporates, it won't sting as much. I learned this as a child. Always go for the 90%, not the 70. Yeah. And then I remember once my parents caught me cleaning my knee out, I went all the way down basically to my bone because it was white. Probably not my bone, probably my ligament. I was cleaning my knee out, and yeah, I got in trouble. I was told quite a few different things of how I'm ruining my body and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. I was a tomboy. I didn't care. I still don't. But that's the thing, is that we are programmed by things outside of us, what to accept and what not to. They have been actively teaching you to accept the things that disrespect your sovereignty, that disrespect your soul, that disrespects your purpose. And the things that uphold those things, cherishes, protects, respects you as a soul having a human experience, society would tell you those are crazy. I say it's crazy to only be half alive at this point. To only be half living, to not know the truth of your power and what you're capable of. I think that's crazy. I think living your life to the degree that you are an indentured servant without even realizing it is crazy. I think giving up of yourself, your right to exist, just to appease the preferences of people who don't even know themselves, I think that's hella fucking crazy. It's crazy. Why would I do that? Here's my logic, and maybe my logic will help you formulate your own logic. These people never accepted me, even when I was playing by the rules. When I stayed within the confines of the parameters they set, that mental cage they demanded I stay in was still not enough. Why do I care now? I don't. I don't care now if you accept me. Okay, earlier today, I just got home from the gym, right? Earlier today, I was at the gym and I was having a really good workout. Today's leg day. And my workout, I was tracking how much I was lifting. I should have exceeded upwards of 120,000 pounds in that workout, right? I was like, yeah. And you know what happened? Basically, a fourth of the way through, I went to the cable machines, and it's right by the Smith machines. And there were these three girls, much younger, probably young enough to be my daughters. There were three girls, and they were working out together, which lovely, support each other. Except they weren't really working out. They were only half working out, which that's none of my business, except when they made it my business by consistently looking over at me and then giggling with each other. Now, I have a genetic mutation. Yeah. Because I'm not normal in any sense of the word. The genetic mutation causes me to struggle with the production of certain types of proteins and collagen. It has to do with connective tissues, is why I'm hypermobile, right? And so I wear two knee braces, one layered on top of the other to keep my knees stable. And then I wear a back brace because I also have instability in my spine. It's a waist trainer. And they kept looking over. I'm not sure why. Again, it's none of my business. Until they made it so obvious that they look over and they're giggling at me, which again, it's none of my business. Since when do the opinions of insignificant people become my business? I had to keep reminding myself of that. And then I was thinking like, oh my God, do I look funny when I work out? Are they laughing because of that? Do they think this? Do they think that? And it's like, who cares, girl? Who cares? Focus on what you are doing or you will hurt yourself. I had to keep telling myself that, right? Yeah, I think they probably just graduated from high school. And so it got to a point where it just really was irritating me, which no one ever really irritates me. When I work out, I'm focused on my workout, mind muscle connection. That's all I'm focused on. But for some reason, these three, I'm just like, they're not your children. They're none of your business. Don't make it your business. Don't start nothing. Focus on what you're doing. And it affected the trajectory of my workout because I kept allowing myself, notice how I'm taking accountability. I kept allowing myself to be bothered by three adult-sized children, right? And then I got so irritated at that point that I went ahead and I texted my husband, these 3 hoes are irritating the shit out of me. Which I never, like, I never do that. I never text my husband about other gym members or anything like that. As soon as he got that text, he finished his machine work, clear on the other side of the gym. And he came over and he went to the Smith machine beside them. And then he took their weights. He took their weights. He got petty and he's like, you ain't using this, right? He took their weights. And I was like, this petty ass man, I love it. I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. And I was just giggling to myself and they kept looking at me and I'm just like, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to work out. I finished that part and I do the other things I need to do. They moved on to some other area. And then it's time for me to do the inverted leg press. You're basically seated on the floor in a reclined position and you're pushing the weights up with your legs. The sled alone, the thing you push your legs on, is 167 pounds. And then I decided to put, I believe it was 4 plates on each side. Or was it 3 plates? I think it was 3 plates. I don't know. I was pushing 400. Let me see. I did a lot of personal bests today. It was amazing. 437 pounds. That's what I had everything set to. And I happened to have to go right by them. And I was just like, I don't even care at this point. And of course, as soon as they saw me, they're giggling again. That's fine. And I went on the machine and I started doing it. And I was exhausted. I allowed myself to get so riled up within myself. I didn't say a single word to these 3 children. I allowed myself, though, to get so riled up within myself that I exhausted myself emotionally. That's okay. My husband texts me that he's done and he's sitting waiting for me whenever I finish. When he texted me that, I was like, I don't think I can do much more. I'm exhausted. And he goes, you can stop anytime, meaning don't force myself. I was at 66,668 pounds lifted, right? That was 2 hours, 6 minutes into the workout. And then 6 minutes later, I was like, okay, I'm done. I went from 66,000 pounds lifted to 80,271 pounds, right? Because fuck that, I'm going to finish strong. I already betrayed myself, allowing other people to get in my head and shake me from my space of center. They didn't get to shake me far enough for me to be reactive externally, but I did allow myself to be shook enough to be reactive internally. I need to take accountability for that. This is not about fault. This is about recognizing there is still room for me to grow myself. And that in itself is a beautiful gift because guess what? I literally thought I had no juice left. I still banged out nearly 20,000 additional pounds. That's just, I was shy of 20,000 more pounds by a couple reps. 437 pounds each time I pushed my legs. There's nothing weak about me. Not even when I allow myself to think that I have some type of weakness, some type of deficiency, something that others outside of me who don't know my story, my tenacity, my personal power, that they can laugh at me for whatever reason. And then it was this thing of like, what do I even care? How do I know they're even laughing at me? How do I know they're not just enjoying themselves and being annoying teenagers like how sometimes teenagers can be? Not all teenagers are annoying, but some of them are. These 3 happen to be. How do I know that they weren't admiring me and my form as I was working out? Because I promise you, as soon as I was done with the hack squat, not this, not the, I wanted to do hack squats, but I was like, no, I can't. I'm done. As soon as I was done with the leg press machine, and I happened to look over, all three of them were standing facing me with their faces like, yeah, no, whatever, you're none of my concern. Literally. My concern is why I allowed myself to let my toes touch a space where I never belonged, which is a space that can allow for others' opinions of me, my perceived negative reaction to them, right? Their negative reaction to me is a better way to put it. I allow my toes to touch that boundary of caring too much the opinion of people who don't grow me. And in that moment, I recognize those three little girls, they were absolutely used to help me recognize how much I've grown. I've grown a lot. I still have a long way to go. And it's okay. Both are valid. The same thing applies for you, right? Sometimes the things that you go through are allowed to intensify so that you can learn to respect yourself even more. I could have said something. I have no problem being combative, confrontational. I would prefer not to. I would very deeply prefer not to, because I know how far I can take things, which is unnecessary. And it's this thing of like, good. I don't respond the same anymore. And it's this thing of recognizing, wow, when was the last time I responded like that? When was the last time I chose to match someone else's ugly energy? Like in person. I think I haven't done that since 2015. No, 2016. I haven't done that since 2016. And even then, I didn't fully match it. That time I was in Boulder, Colorado, and this crazy ass lady was just screaming at my husband because she hit our parked car with us in it. I feel like crazy. Yeah, no, she hit our car with us in it. And then she was screaming at my husband like we did wrong to her or something. And I got out of the car to tell my husband, like, no, don't have no exchange with this woman. Like she's crazy. At which point she decided to direct all of that at me. And I was just like, whatever. And I told my husband, if she doesn't want to give us her info, that's a hit and run, officially a hit and run. We take a picture of her license plate, the damage to our vehicle, the damage to her vehicle that correlates to the damage on ours. And we report it to our insurance, let them take care of it. We call for a police report, whatever it is, and just don't interact with her. The moment she saw me pull out my phone, she had already left. She went to the stores. She came running back, like literally running back. Like, you think I'm going to run in my car because I'm Asian from California? My plates are Californian plates. How I'm from the fucking Bay Area. Are you kidding me right now? We can get Oaklandish up in this bitch. Yeah. And she got real close to me and I just looked at my husband and I smiled and I'm like, I'm going to jail today. She stopped in her tracks. She stopped in her tracks. I promise you, she didn't lay one hand on me. She did manage to yell, go back where you came from. And I looked at my plates. She was looking at my license plate. And I looked at her and I was like, do you mean California or China? Because I'm not even Chinese. Racist ass motherfucking bitch. And yeah, no. People will be brought to you to show you exactly how much you've grown. You know what I'm saying? And I've come a very, very long way. I've come a very, very, very long way. Because once upon a time, and I'm not proud of it at this point, once upon a time, you try that shit with me, even in an intersection. I will be dangling off your window like a rabid ass monkey trying to pull you through the little crack. I will drag you out of your car. That's not me no more. I have that capacity, but that is not me anymore because it doesn't need to be me. Because you know what? I will no longer interact with the people who invite that out of me, nor will I be ashamed that I have the capacity to defend myself to the degree that is necessary when it's appropriate. That's the thing. How much have you allowed yourself to recognize how powerful you are? Have you allowed yourself? So there was this thing that I wrote. I want to share it with you guys. I was having a conversation with Michael. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I once read somewhere that truly peaceful people are those who are capable of extreme violence but willingly choose peace instead. And that helped me to better accept and truly love all my parts. I don't have to be ashamed that I was conditioned by life to be able to handle any type of life. I don't have to be ashamed. You don't have to be ashamed that you've gone through the things you've gone through because you've been programmed, conditioned by your environment to either react or not react to whatever stimulus you face. One of my dearest friends, you would think that, she's docile or something. She's very gentle. She's very sweet, right? And I'm like, no. I fully believe that if you trigger her just right, she will fuck shit up. I fully believe that. And then we took her to the range, the shooting range. And the way she was handling the firearms, I was just like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. She's gangster. She's gangster. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see this person who is just so special to me in my heart, giving me the honor of seeing the different stages of their growth and seeing her go through all these stages and developing an awareness of how strong she actually is. I mean, it's powerful to watch. It's been a long time coming, yes, but it's so worth it. Your process doesn't happen overnight. Michael says, diamonds are not formed in days. Because they're not. Diamonds are not formed in days. It takes tremendous pressure. And even then, after all of that pressure, in order for the lay person, the average person, to be able to see the brilliance that lives inside you, you must be willing to allow yourself to be cut over and over and over. And after you are cut repeatedly, you must then allow yourself to be rubbed in a very abrasive manner, because they use abrasives to polish diamonds. They don't just cut them, they polish them too. And maybe that's a process you're in. Everyone wants to be a diamond, but no one wants to go through the process to become the diamond you see, the end product, the thing that people, find so valuable, such a show of your status. Allow yourself to be the type of person whose status is not determined by the trinkets you place on your body. I wear no jewelry. Nothing. Why? My identity is adorned by my personal power. whenever I go through an ascension cycle to level up to the next layer, I become reactive to all metals and I can't wear it. I can't place it against my skin. I'll develop rashes. So, whatever this hardship is that you're facing, because I know the past few weeks have been internally very rough. We're in a polishing period. It's been very rough for some reason. I can't quite pinpoint why or quantify. Whatever it is, it's being used as the impetus to take me to a higher level of understanding of myself in my journey, a higher level of divine purpose. And I feel like the same is happening for all of you as well. You have to allow yourself to go through that process. You have to allow yourself to remember the process your own ancestors went through to reach the level of greatness that could produce you. You're a byproduct of the greatness of your ancestors. Let that sink in, right? Let that sink in. So I am a very proud Pinay. I am Filipina. And it's this thing of like, how many nations, how many peoples have tried to conquer, have tried to subjugate my ancestors? How many? Quite a few. Quite a few. What does that mean? That Filipinos are easily conquered and that we're weak and that, no. That means quite the opposite. Filipinos tell so many jokes, are so hospitable. They're always about feeding people. They're about making you feel very comfortable as though you're part of the family. When you meet a Filipino and they're even slightly older than you, they don't expect you to call them Mrs. or Mr. You call them ate or kuya, auntie, uncle. You know how many aunties and uncles I have that are not my relative? I mean, so many. How can you have experienced as much as my people have, nation after nation after nation, attempting to subjugate the people, and still maintain such a jovial placement? Still be such a happy, snacky people, very much about hospitality, making you feel welcome, making you feel at home, sharing a meal with you, welcoming you into the house, giving you a title of family as auntie, uncle, despite you being a complete stranger. How strong do the people need to be? And I know it's not unique to just my people. You have greatness that lives in you. It was gifted to you by your ancestors. It's time for you to begin remembering that and harnessing it. It's time. Staying in this space of smallness, your time there is expired. I'm sorry. It's gone panis. It's rotted. As my grandma would say, my Lola would say, ay, panis. Yeah, it's rotted. Yeah, no, it's time to exit that. Masculine, Lord God. So this card can have multiple meanings, and it's kind of this sense of like, what I'm receiving from it is that you have to embrace that you have the capacity to enter into masculine energy, right? It's a masculine energy within you that will give you the drive to stick up for yourself, to speak up for yourself, to protect yourself. If you have existed in that masculine energy for so long and that's what's hurting you, that's what's causing you to be very distorted in your growth cycles, The environment you're in doesn't make you feel safe. If you don't feel safe in the environment you're in, you're going to have a very masculine energy because you're consistently needing to defend yourself. You're consistently waiting for the next person, the next event that's going to try to tear you down. You know how I know I've entered into such a powerful place within my life and my understanding of myself? Not powerful in comparison to someone else, but just powerful, period. That's a statement all on its own. I've never felt more feminine than I do these days. I've never felt more feminine, regardless of what I wear. I've never felt more feminine. I don't have to be in a space of needing to fight, needing to defend myself. I don't need to try and pretend that the war is done. There was never a war. There was just a perception of being at war with the world because I was at war with myself. Just because you perceive it does not make it reality. Perception is your interpretation of the reality you're witnessing. So maybe it's time for you to allow some shifting in the way you interpret the things you witness. It's in that shifting you'll find much more solid footing. And when you're more solid in your footing, you're less insecure about someone coming and just knocking you over, right? I mean, apply this to your spiritual journey. I promise you, you've already developed so much personal power. You just don't know how to acknowledge it yet. You just don't know how to acknowledge it yet. And just because you don't know does not mean it doesn't exist. It does not mean that you've lied to yourself about being powerful. It does not mean that you're weak and you're only trying to be seen as powerful. There's so many differences in the way people try and project a power that doesn't exist. I've had people try and intimidate me. And I'm just like, I'm not scared of you. you're you're funny. I'm not scared of you. Are you threatening me? No, I'm telling you the reality. I'm not scared of you. You're the only one aggressive here. I'm not afraid. Make it your goal to get to a place within your understanding of yourself. You don't have to understand everything, but the level of understanding you have about yourself makes you feel courageous in every environment that you're in. Not because you can dominate other people, but because you know beyond the shadow of a doubt, no matter what happens, you can and you will handle that situation. And given enough time to process, you will return back to a centered space of personal peace. Right? That in itself is a process. But it's a process, if you're willing to undertake it, it will lead you into a space of fulfillment. Part of your power is consciously calling your abundance back to you. I know something major is shifting in my life because I don't know, for some reason, my style is very like comfortable, very functional. Just because I know I can look good if I want to look good in society standards, right? But I want to be functional and I want to be comfortable. I'm not interested in being uncomfortable just to impress people. Like, I really don't care. I don't. So usually I'm in gym clothes, literally like pretty much every day. Gym clothes or like hiking gear. That's where I'm at. What? Anyways, the past couple days, I know something is shifting and changing within me that I can't quite understand yet because why do I keep shopping for crowns? I don't know what's going on with me. Crowns and look, you guys, I gotta show you some of this stuff because I'm just like, girl, what is going on? Okay, so first and foremost, like body chains. Boo. Look. When will I wear this? When will I wear this? When? When will I dress this way? That's not all. I'm going to show you the other thing. It's too much. I don't understand myself at this point because it's like, oh. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I'm going to show you some other stuff. Okay? Okay. Girl. Girl, what do you need this for? And I was like, oh my God, that's so adorable. I cannot sleep at night because I need a crown. I need a crown. I need like full on body jewelry. What is going on? I don't know. In the world that's being created in my head, I'm consistently topless. And my body is simply adorned, and I wear a crown. I'm entering into my Empress days. I'm serious. This is like Empress type stuff. I have distinct memories from the time I lived as one. And if y'all only knew, if y'all only knew, I'm like, my fingers are so naked. I need these things. I need these things. Look. I want my old clothes. I think that's how I used to dress. I'm just like, and if it rains, if I feel like my head is too exposed, I need something with a hood. I'm just saying. And this right here, I searched for a Bollywood bridal headpiece for hours yesterday. I could not find one. I mean, don't give me no peasant shit. I don't know where I'm going to dress like this. I have no idea where. No idea where. I just know that I need one at this point. I don't know, right? You don't have to know, but your life, your preferences, your perception, the things that you are drawn to is giving you a very clear indication of where you're headed. Something is going to try and convince you that you're not going to be prosperous, that you're not going to make it past whatever stage of disbelief that you're currently living in. I cannot dress myself like that because then I already know my husband's going to have some expectations. No, 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 no. But like I said, just because you don't quite understand yet the message that you're being given by soul, it doesn't mean you're not already being given indications of where you're headed, what you're going to do. Your lack of awareness of how strong you are is the only thing that is preventing you from tapping into that strength. Are you ready to see how powerful you are? Are you ready? Or are you still in a space where you kind of still believe that you're just, trying to convince yourself that you're powerful and you're not, and yada da 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 da. Oh, this is hot. Okay. Where would I wear this? I wouldn't. That's the thing. I cannot just buy things that I would not wear. What is this? Oh my God. Don't be shopping. Not even window shopping. I hate window shopping because it's like I'm just teasing myself. My husband already knows if you're going to show me something, you better be ready to buy it. Because I'm not going to ask you to show me things. That's just not how I am. But if I ask to see something, I'm going home with it. Wear it when I'm live. Queen of Hearts. Boo. I already have people obsessed. Could you imagine? Could you imagine what type of justification these sick mofos they would try and use that to justify their obsession? And I don't want to deal with it right now. At least not until I'm done with the sickest one of all so far. Who knows? We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. I did tone it down a little bit, and I did get a headpiece that's just it's not a full-on crown. Oh, let's be real here. I didn't get that crown that I showed you guys because it wouldn't arrive in time. It's not, it can't arrive until like July or something. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why. But I will eventually just pop up with a crown on my head. And my long ass hair. And it will be fun. It will be fun. Okay. So you're entering into a space of understanding what your limitless nature actually is. Whatever that limitless nature is, it's going to remove you from a space of needing to continuously hope that someone outside of you is going to save you, is going to make things better for you. I think for many of us, especially the front runners, right? Okay. So let me break some things down for you guys really quick. I know that recently, and it happens every so often, there will be certain types of posts that make their rounds, certain type of content where the people who create this content are asserting that they're part of the chosen ones. According to who? Who chose you? Chose you for what? Yeah, no, there's no chosen ones. What there are the front runners. And they are not elevated beyond, above all others. No. The front runners are the ones who are armed with the material, the tools that are necessary to cut down the overgrowth and clear a path for those that follow after them. They are here in service. They are here in service. Okay? So for those of us who are front runners, we're here in service. We're being prepared by soul to step into a very precarious situation. Why is it precarious? Well, because the sadistic, disgusting psychopaths in control, they don't want us to go beyond what they can reach, where they can grab and yank us back from. Right? So, many will be tested in the next few weeks. I was dancing around this. Many will be tested in the next few weeks through very intense life circumstance. Some of it will be completely internal. Nothing outside of you is happening. A lot of it will involve hardship that will include people outside of you, conflict, things like that. Your soul is allowing you to be accessed during this period so that you can accrue enough of that reactive energy. I call it reactive because when you're exposed to those types of attempts to disregard, disrespect your sovereignty, your soul always cranks up the frequency. It's preparing to defend itself. It's a trauma-induced accretion. You're accreting extremely high frequency, and if it goes nowhere, it's going to just continue to accrue. And that's the very thing that's going to kind of punch through the glass ceiling. And then you'll find yourself landed on the next floor up. That's a very romanticized way of putting it. It's a lot of things that I'm anticipating and hoping none of us experience. I'm not just speaking on the collective level, I'm speaking in regards to personal experiences as well, right? Personal experiences. Be prepared, be vigilant. The Black Magic Revocation Workshop was supposed to have been done, I don't know, like 2 months ago, I think. I had to reschedule it. Because of a lot of really elevated things, personal things going on in life. So I had to reschedule it. And the fact that it's rescheduled for this time period where you will learn how to negate a lot of the different dark arts type things that are going to be pushed through. They've already begun. You can find quite a few different news articles, current events. Specifically where family members are like other family members, you know? And it's, several of those news articles that I've come across are of the older sibling, the younger sibling, not okay, or the parent being overcome, harming the child. Like, it's yuck. Very, very yuck. Not saying all of us will experience this. I'm saying all of us will experience varying degrees of darkness. This is a period we're entering in, and you should not be afraid. Although it's normal to feel fear hearing these types of things, you should take this as an opportunity to recognize you're being given advanced knowledge because you are being tasked to either avoid it or prepare for it. Meaning your soul has no intention of blindsiding you. It has no intention of leaving you unprotected, uncovered, but it needs you to actively participate. It needs you to actively participate. Are you ready to see how powerful you are? Because for some of these situations, your soul will absolutely be like, you need to get up right now. You need to do what I'm telling you to do, because not so good consequences are coming, and we're going to need you to avoid that. We're going to need you to get missed by that BS. It's not a time to be afraid. Michael says to tell you, you no longer have the luxury of shutting down because of fear. You just don't. You can still allow yourself to feel fear, yes, but you don't have the luxury of shutting down because you're afraid. You can't shut this out. You can't like pretend nothing's wrong. You have to begin mentally preparing by giving yourself permission to handle life as it comes. Giving yourself permission to acknowledge you have everything it takes to overcome anything that comes your way. And even if you don't know how to handle it right now because you lack the experience, you will develop the experience. You will be fully present. Your soul will bring someone who can help guide you through it. You still have to take the actions yourself. You still have to implement the corrective measures yourself. And it's going to be fine because there's no other option. You're going to be fine. You get through to the other side. Michael shows me this visual of doing whitewater rafting. You know, you typically are brought way up towards, you know, wherever the river is originating from, right? And then as you travel down that river, you then get to the part where white water, turbulent water is. And you have to get through that turbulent part before you can reach the calm portion of the river again. The whole river isn't turbulent. There are sections that are calm and sections that are turbulent. The adventure is in the turbulence. There's always a risk, right? Yes, true. But you're also outfitted with a life jacket. You have to go through whatever informational thing before you're allowed in that boat. They're not just going to put you in a boat, no life jacket, no training, no nothing. That's not what soul does to you. I just got a notification that says the chosen ones. Yeah, it's BS. They're trying to pull you in. I'm not saying it's the content creators. I'm talking about the program that's unfortunately being participated in by the content creators. They have no idea. They're not bad people. They have no idea. Some of them might be breached. A large portion of them that talk about that are probably breached, if we're going to really be honest. But I don't believe that they are intentionally trying to be harmful. Because my true specialty is not just morphogenetic recalibrations, but actually parasitic extraction. That's my true specialty. That's my forte. I do know that as of lately, when people get breached, especially if they have a platform, it overlays on their throat. And so when they speak, it is being pushed into the auric fields of those who watch. And you might think, oh no, my shielding, I got that solid. I'm powerful in my shielding. You're probably right. You're probably powerful in your shielding. I mean, you wouldn't feel as confident as you do if you weren't. But here's the thing. You have there's a certain design that's honored by creation. It's created by creation and it's honored by everything in creation. The way the energy, the essence, the soul integrates into the body, it will honor the organ function of the body, the anatomy and physiology of the body, the physical body. And so you have two organ systems that bypass your auric shield. They're your audio visual organs, your eyes and your ears. When you hear things, when you see things, you are receiving that information from outside your auric shield by way of the function of your eyes and your ears. It bypasses your auric shield. So it doesn't matter if you can shield. It doesn't matter if you know about spiritual warfare. It doesn't matter. Once you're exposed, you're exposed. Once you listen to it, it enters. And then they talk about things that give you a false sense of security. They talk about things that give you this opportunity to really get solidified and comfortable in a space of an unbalanced ego. Because when you hear about the chosen ones and they're describing you, which honestly, it describes any neurodivergent. The list, they're describing empathic neurodivergence, which is pretty much all of us at this point. Way more neurodivergents are being born than neurotypical people. As a matter of fact, I am willing to bet that all those who are being born who are still neurotypical are actually organic portals. I know that's not going to be a popular opinion, but yeah, no, that's what I'm observing. So as you're there, like, oh my God, they're describing me. This is me. This is me. I'm special. I'm elevated. You're being breached. They're distracting you. You're not paying attention because now you're entering into a space of unbalanced ego. Because guess what? Even till now, those who are neurodivergent, especially empathic neurodivergence, you've never been accepted. You've always felt off. You've always felt like you don't belong, like people are judging you, people don't get you, people don't accept you. And this person is talking directly to you. You're special. And you're like, I am. You are special, though. You are. You're special. But yeah, no, you're also being distracted as you watch some of these types of content. You gotta, it's just kind of how things are going as of late. It's how things are going. We'll get through it, but you have to be aware of what you're getting through. You have to allow yourself to be very cognitive of the types of attempts. And as you become aware, you increase in your ability to receive more awareness of how powerful you actually are. How amazing is that? It goes hand in hand. You just have to be patient with your process. Okay. If you are patient with your process, none of this will matter. Their attempt to prevent you from moving forward is not going to matter. You're going to be sped along by your soul and they can't stop you. That's like trying to stop a bullet train. You can't. Not unless the conductor puts the brakes on. If you're going to derail that train, it's going to be catastrophic, right? Once you get started with this, you can no longer be derailed, not even by you. And it's only you that's in control. Whatever this is, part of the way you move forward is by walking your truth. They don't want you to do either one. Recognizing your differences as nothing but differences. We're all different. That's the thing. We're all different from each other. We might have similarities in higher concentrations with certain people and in lesser concentrations of similarities with other types of people. But the reality is there's no one else like you. So you have to walk your truth. And as you walk your truth and allow yourself to be in your most authentic state, you will then move forward with integrity. You have to allow yourself to tap into these spaces that your soul is inviting you to occupy. These spaces were created just for you. Just for you. Okay, card number 6, shock of the new. I think for many of you, you haven't allowed yourself to realize just how special you've always been, right? You're only now beginning to see that, you're different, and that difference is not a bad thing. You don't quite know yet what it means, but it's not a bad thing. You're moving past the sense of bad thing. I think for many, the shock of the new is going to be that you are hearing so much more from creation. You're hearing so much more from your own heart's communication, that you're able to communicate your truth in a less apologetic way, um, in a way that leaves you feeling empowered versus feeling sorry that you are inconveniencing others. Are you really inconveniencing others, or is there unrealistic expectation of others, other people, what's inconveniencing them? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, it might not be you inconveniencing them. Right? I've had people who have tried to convince me that my existence is super inconvenient for them. Okay, well, stop coming around me. It's very simple. Just stop coming around me and it won't inconvenience you. Oh, that's not enough. It's not enough to simply stay in your lane because I stay in my lane. I have to stop existing. File a complaint with Jesus because I don't care. That's beyond my pay grade. I'm sorry. I can't stop existing because you're inconvenienced. That's just plain and simple. Plain and simple. Okay. You have to exit out of this space that you're being conditioned to accept confinement in, this space of volunteering to play the sacred fool for someone else. You're going to play the sacred fool because we have a soul connection. You're connected to all souls. I'm serious. Excuse me. You're literally connected to all souls. We all come from the same thing, right? So at some degree of creation, probably not in this matrix, but some degree of creation, we really did come from the same place, the same thought form. Now, Creator in its omnipotence opted to allow us the opportunity to experience an individuated identity, an existence separate from each other. It allowed for the differences that occur and exist till now. So, no, I am not you. You are not me, but we do come from the same source. And we don't need to play this game of being a sacred fool for anyone. We are intended to be different. We are not intended to be one and the same. One of the biggest lies is that lie of I am you, you are me, that absolute asinine lie of all is the self. No, no, no. It is not. It is absolutely not. There are so many ridiculously toxic, disgusting, very, very disgusting predators within spiritual communities who use those teachings to prey on you, to guilt you, to gaslight you. No, no. You should feel offended when people do that to you. You should be angry when people do that to you. Because you are not supposed to be someone else. You are to be you. That's why you were created as you. I'll share something ugly with you guys. So, that criminal case with the disgusting stalker from Switzerland. Yeah, no, this person will go on a tirade of, I don't even know how many emails, like one after the other, after the other, after the, it all goes in the junk folder. So it just sits there until someone on the team transfers it, archives it. But they'll send email after email after email of these graphic ways in which they're fantasizing of murdering me. And then they'll end that like, I don't know, 6-7 hour tirade of fantasizing how they will end my life with all is a self. All these threats, they're not really threats. I'm just having a rough day. And it's what I say to you, I'm really saying to myself, fuck you. I'm not you, bro. You're nasty. You're nasty. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Michael. Michael goes, ugh, that idiot monkey. That's Michael's name for him. That's Michael's name for him. Idiot monkey. Yeah, no, all is not the self. No, 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 no. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. You have to be who you are. You have to allow yourself to enter into a space of giving yourself permission to love yourself as deeply and wholeheartedly as you do other people. Because I know for many of you, you wouldn't be able to sit there and just quietly watch as someone is being, very poorly treated. You would be like, hey, please stop. That's inappropriate, if not worse. Right? So why can't you have that bare minimum standard for yourself? Why is that? Because that proverbial they, has robbed you of your power by convincing you that if you hold any personal power and are different, well, then you're bad. You're bad and you're the problem. No, my dear, you are not. You are not. The fastest way to liberate yourself is to release all the teachings from the people who were never supposed to be your teacher to begin with. They were never supposed to be your teacher. They are an interloper. That is a person who is trying to be used by soul to trigger you into a space of personal empowerment, personal awareness. Let it trigger you into a space of personal empowerment and personal awareness. Speak up for yourself. Speak openly. Speak freely. Don't be ashamed to speak openly about what is being done. You never know who you are saving from having to go through what you're already going through. Just by knowing whoever is doing things to you, saying things to you, maltreating you, just knowing like, oh my gosh, I don't want anything to do with that person now. Quite a few of these people are liars. There's quite a few in spiritual communities. That's why I'm no longer part of spiritual communities. There's quite a few. Quite a few. New birth guarded vigilantly. So we're taught that if we're guarding our new growth, that we're insecure, that we're jealous, that we are weak and immature. No, I'm telling you right now, if you're guarding your space within your lane, in your auric kingdom, you have every right to. It's one thing if you're going somewhere else and, inserting yourself in places you don't belong, places you're not invited. And be careful, because Michael says for some, you'll be invited to occupy spaces you don't belong, simply to gain access to you. Ooh. Careful with that. Card number 11, diving for light, but it's in reverse. This discomfort with going deeper into yourself and your truth is going to make it harder for you to see, to recognize, and accept just how powerful you actually are. Card number 3, inspiration. Allowing yourself to be inspired even by the bee stings. There will be those who will try and offer you honey, but not disclose they will sting you. Don't turn bees into hornets or wasps. Bees can only sting you one time. Hornets and wasps, if allowed to remain in proximity to you, have the ability to sting you repeatedly. Do not turn honeybees into hornets or wasps. Softly, softly, the tender touch in reverse. You got to stop talking to yourself so harshly. You got to be more gentle with yourself as you begin to sift through these realizations that hopefully you're having listening to this live stream. You're going through a process of shedding, okay? You're needing to shed first before rejuvenation is allowed to enter into your field. It's like trying to moisturize a part of your body where there's a very thick callus. It's just really not going to work, right? You have to get rid of some of the thickness of the callus before the moisturizer can actually reach the parts of skin that benefit from moisturization. Card number 19, awaken. As you're rejuvenated, you'll become much more aware. You'll become much more present, right? Now, Michael. Michaela, this is about a soul separation that occurred. That soul separation, it tore through a royal lineage. I'm assuming etheric royalty. Now the royal is returning, a return back into that royal space. And as you do that, your protection will increase. When this process is initiated, you have to allow yourself to flow, even if you don't understand at first. When you allow yourself to flow, as you are flowing and you look back to see, is everything okay? You will then begin to have the clarity that you need. As the clarity is gained by continuing to allow yourself to flow, you will begin to notice the changes that are being put into play, okay? I think for many of us, I'm sorry, guys. I think for many of us, we're not realizing that things have already been in the process of changing. Your soul has very much already been working on changing certain circumstance so that you can get to the next part. The next part is not the last part. It's merely the next part. So let yourself, okay? Your soul is giving you opportunities to build up your understanding. You got to make sure that you receive the communications that soul is sending you. Sometimes it'll come as random conversations you're having with yourself. You're talking to your higher self. You're not just talking to yourself at that point. You're talking to your higher self. People think that the higher self will come in as some disembodied voice, sounding very magnanimous. No, it's when you talk to yourself. You have conversations with yourself. It's the sound of your voice, but it's like two different stances. People will call it like the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. That's the higher self and the mortal self. They're talking to each other. You got to let that happen. A lot of the messages that are gonna try and come through from soul, it's gonna initiate other processes, and these other processes are also necessary. I already know what Michael's trying to tell me with these cards for my own personal, and as I was feeling myself start to get irritated, this card pops up and he's basically trying to let me know he's innocent in this. He's just the deliverer of the message, right? So as you receive all of these different messages, don't get so hyper fixated on who's delivering the messages. Instead, make sure you keep your focus on, you know, what the message actually is rather than who is delivering. Yeah, it's just, that's not necessary. So I'm going to pull. Okay. I'm going to randomly pull a card, 2 cards. And then, all right. Surprise! Okay. Ooh, card number 4. Oh, sensing. And I see. Okay. All right. And then card number 40. All right. Card number 40. Water element sensing. Your intellect may be confused, but your emotions will never lie to you. You see what I'm saying? You're already aware to some degree. You are already aware to some degree, and you need to allow yourself to accept that awareness. Okay. Let matters flow. In astrology, the element of water represents our emotions and our talents of the imagination. Water characterizes the realm of vision, taking us into the quintessential depths of feeling, where intuition is more appropriate than acquired wisdom and knowledge. So the feeling is going to be more appropriate during this period. Okay. Let's see. When this card presents itself in a spread, you can trust what you feel is the best course to follow. What you are sensing right now may not be based on any logic. It's just that what you are sensing is correct. Right now, it's best to go with the flow, and depending upon the card surrounding it, to trust that movement, although these changes may seem gentle and gradual. Sometimes a water element card indicates a need to withdraw and fight another day. So you're needing to take a step back to focus on your needs, to focus on your process, right? It's time to gather resources and gain strength before moving ahead. I remember how I was talking earlier about how sometimes that perception of being stuck and stagnant is really just you being aware that you're in the process of actively accruing the frequency, the awareness, and the experience needed to get you through to the other side. Let's see. Okay. Ooh. I don't like this. There's like some weird energy. It says currently you may also have the feeling of floating or being adrift. In a sense, it's a type of surrender. Maybe it's the surrender to a dream. I think for many of us, there's definitely been attempts for communication through dreams. I don't know if the dreams are super upsetting to you. I don't know that that's something good trying to communicate. Okay. So it doesn't necessarily immediately mean it's bad, but I would definitely question it. Look inward. Don't worry about the drama that surrounds you. Avoid the commotion. Sit still, float, and trust your inner wisdom. It will not steer you wrong. Okay. It's about being led by feelings, what is felt, and what is known to be true directly through emotions. It's about your intuition, letting go or just going with the flow. It's about extreme sensitivity. I think for many of us, we are entering into a space of increasing sensitivity, right? Not just like, oh, I'm so sensitive, I'm so emotional. No. I'm talking about you being able to feel things that you don't normally feel, maybe abilities that you don't normally harness because you don't know how yet. It's coming forward more. A lot of things like that. I've been noticing quite a bit of that. Being quiet and introverted. So it's almost like an emphasis on it. And it's almost like someone is kind of like in their personal life, they're very, very quiet right now. And as they are quiet, they are actually processing the things that need to be processed in order to commit to some of the decisions that they know they need to make. I don't know if that's you or if that's someone else. It's hard to say. It's very, very hard to say. I don't know. But you got to make sure that you pay attention, okay? See the other card. I'm feeling sleepy. Card number 21, Sagittarius, I see. Luck is not chance, it's toil. Fortune's expensive smile is earned. So, Fortune's expensive smile is earned. It makes me think about how, like I was saying earlier, your soul is not just telling you all of this information just to tell you and to freak you out. No, that's not what's happening. What's happening is your soul is giving you all of this information to prepare you for something. It's trying to ensure that you succeed. Luck is not chance, it's toil. Fortune's expensive smile is earned. And I think for many of us who are resonating with this, I think you'll begin to see that you're being prepared to enter into a space of extreme abundance. There's going to be a power shift. I want to tell you guys about this, but I'm not really allowed to. There's going to be a massive power shift. It's already begun. The wealth transfer, the power shift, you have to prepare for it. For some of us, the reason you have to prepare is because it's being transferred to you. You just got to come to terms with it. Because, I mean, most people in our community are like, no, I have to block my abundance. I'm there with you. I'm saying the same thing. Most of us are like experts at blocking our abundance. And it's like, this is a reason your soul is telling you so you don't block it, because the wealth and the power is being transferred to you. This video is going to be heavily effed with on all social media platforms. It's going to be hidden from most people. I don't even care at this point. If you guys notice, you're probably not receiving notifications when my videos go live. You're just not getting the notification. Although I've live streamed, you can't find the live stream. Why? Because YouTube is actively hiding it. It's removing people. If you're suddenly like not subscribed, I don't have the ability to remove your subscription to this channel. I don't. I can just ban you, but that doesn't remove your subscription. You're still subscribed. You just can't comment. YouTube is actively removing subscriptions. Yeah. Yep. It's hiding my videos, everything. Why? Because everything I've been telling you for the past couple months is leading up to the same freaking message every time. And I'm not even allowed to talk about it because guess what? If I can't hint to you, you think they're going to let me actually come out and say it? You know? It's one of those things. It's one of those things. I used to, if you look at my old videos, I mean, the number of views compared to the number of views now. Why? Because I'm becoming less and less hesitant to speak openly about these things. There are certain things where I'm told I'm not allowed to talk about it for my own safety. But for the most part, I'm losing my hesitancy and I'm being more candid in what I share. I can't even find your post for the 6th. See what I'm saying? You can't find my post. I'm going to be live on June 6th. It's a massive fire ceremony. Why is it an important one? Because I came to the realization that it's divine wealth portal. You don't just have one cup to receive anymore. You have 2 cups to receive what is rightfully yours. You are being given double the dosage of all the goodness that's been withheld from you. Yep. Yeah, Rainbow Flames. All platforms do this. And it's not just to me. If you don't produce content that continues the narrative and further rots people's perception of themselves, you're not going to be allowed to have a widespread reach. They just won't. They won't let you. They won't let you. Like videos that used to take 5 to 15 minutes to process on YouTube so that I could edit or whatever, at least put up a thumbnail because that will increase the analytics. Nope. Sometimes it takes like 2-3 days to finish processing. And until it finishes processing, the video is in limbo. Social media is such a grotchki ho. They don't like the fact that I won't continue to give you false information. About 90 to 95% of what is readily available for you to access in regards to esoterica, that's corrupted information. It is corrupted. It's intentionally corrupted. It prevents you from actually recalibrating your auric field, your morphogenetic template, in order to facilitate, to support your organic ascension mechanics. They don't want you to ascend. Like, for example, and y'all can, assume that I'm just totally making this shit up to sound smart. That's fine with me. An example of this for those who are in my academy, the K33 Academy, y'all know about this. I have in-depth explained it. The whole concept of high vibe, increase your vibration, only high vibrations, right? The laws of oscillation, reciprocal reflection, right? And oscillation, vibratory oscillation. Yeah. Those play into that. What do I mean? Well, if you're looking at those divine laws, by virtue of raising your vibration, you are actually lowering your frequency because they are inversely tied. Vibration and frequency are inversely tied. They are on opposite ends of a seesaw. When one goes up, the other goes down. When the other goes up, the other goes down. You raise your vibration, you lower your frequency. Well, what does it matter? It matters a lot. A lot. The dimensional levels of consciousness are bands of frequency. When you lower your frequency, you lower your consciousness, you make yourself more dense, which creates further distortion. It furthers the molecular compaction that further ages you. You can always tell when someone is really, truly emanating true, unrestricted, healthy energy. You can see it. Anyone can. There's something about them, you can't put your finger on it. There is something about them that seems so youthful. They're just, and not youthful as in aesthetics. Mm-mm. There's just this, like, how hanging out with children when you're having a rough time and, you know, they're making you laugh and it's just a good time, right? The way children can rejuvenate like that. They share of their energy and their happiness. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like that. But then there are those who try so hard to appear to be spiritual, but there's something about them that's like, I don't know, it's just not quite right. And then they say, like, oh, I'm an old soul. And if you've said you're an old soul before, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But think of this, okay? If you're such an old soul, like such an old soul, why have you yet been unable to escape samsara? Why do you keep reincarnating? To save other people? Okay, that's a fair answer. How happy are you in your life? Have you achieved everything you want to achieve thus far? That's not a fair question. Actually, it is a fair question. How can you save someone from the circumstance that's growing them when you couldn't save yourself from your own circumstance that's allowing you to remain in a space of unhappiness? It's a very fair question. And the answer to that question is very indicative of exactly where you're at, which is a place that you're not happy. It's not about needing to be somewhere else. It's about recognizing where you're at and how that space makes you feel. If you allow yourself to be honest with yourself, you then liberate yourself to enter into a space that makes you feel very fulfilled, very productive. I am in a space within my life where I just feel so happy. I feel so in love with the life that I have. It's definitely, I don't have all this material stuff. I'm not wealthy. Like my car is at the car shop. It's fine though. It's fine. It didn't break down on us. We had to get things fixed. That's fine. Um, but I'm just very happy with life. It's a lot of frustrating things happening, but I'm very happy with life. Like I'm so in love with my entire family. Totally just celebrating the ways in which I'm seeing the unfoldment and the growth in my husband. How healthy he's becoming, and it makes me feel even healthier. You know, it's like, yeah, it's an amazing feeling. So When I say I'm an old soul, there's no karma I need to clear out. I come in service and that's it. And every decision I make in this life, it does not carry karmic load with it. Why? And I'm not just saying that like I'm absolved of no. I'm coming to these realizations. It's taken me many, many, many years to come to these realizations. Why? Because the process to prepare me to be ready to see how powerful I actually am is a many year process. That's why. So why am I here? Because I was asked to help. And so I came to. Not to save. No, I cannot violate your sovereignty in that way. I came to help. Help in whatever way you give me permission to help. You can ask pretty much anyone. I will give you my professional opinion of whatever circumstance you are struggling through. And if you want me to give you suggestions on how to navigate that, ways in which I have services to assist with that, I can give you that information too. And then at the end of the day, you are free, completely free to either accept or disregard everything I said. I'm not offended. I'm just like, it's up to you. It's your life, but I need to make sure that I communicate everything properly, because I don't want to feel badly if I withhold some type of information that would have altered the decision you made and somehow prevented whatever struggle you might face because you didn't know that little tidbit of information. Right? So it's this thing of part of my power stems from helping you find your own. There's nothing that I personally need to escape. There are many things I need to face just so I can get a better understanding of how capable I am of guiding others. Because if I can guide myself out of really, really effed off situations, then I think I can give you a little bit of the support, a little bit of the empowerment you're seeking and can't find in your environment. I can never save you from yourself. I would never try to save you from yourself, because even the struggles are designed to grow you. This is why, we go through so much stuff. Me personally, I go through so much stuff and I'm consistently just like, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I just got to learn whatever this is teaching me. And then, it's just going to be what it is. Because that's what it is. Right? So let's see. Sagittarius, I see. Luck is not chance. It's toil. Fortune's expensive smile is earned. Let's see. When this card comes up in a reading, freedom at the current time is essential, right? You need to allow yourself to be free. You cannot adhere to any one person's perception and opinion of what this world is supposed to be, how you're supposed to function in it, and all of that other stuff. Like you cannot. You cannot. Not even me. I mean that so deeply. I can help you gain quite a bit of insight that is intended to be the trigger to dive deeper into your thoughts and perceptions without me. Okay? I'm not here to dictate to you what to believe. All I'm tasked to do is share with you what I currently believe and allow that to be the thing that causes you to question your beliefs and if it's still appropriate for you, and if it's maybe time for you to explore things a little bit further. No one should ever have that type of control over you. You will feel the need to fight against restrictions of any kind. Absolutely. With elbows and knees, fight it. And you will want everything out in the open. You want to know where you stand. Yep. If your question pertains to a relationship, you or your partner need to be given extra space and looser reins. You may find yourself especially philosophical at the current time and even studying religions which may not have appealed to you before. There's nothing wrong with familiarizing yourself with multiple religious beliefs, multiple dogmas. There's no one group that got it completely right. There's no one group that got it completely wrong. That was intentional. So familiarize yourself with all these different dogmas, these different belief structures, and see what resonates, what rings true for you. This is not about picking and choosing beliefs that will further enable toxic behavior on your end. I want to make that very clear. Okay. This is about allowing yourself to explore beliefs that are foreign to you so that you can better grasp the beliefs you already hold in your hands and see if there's anything that needs to be added to that, or maybe something that needs to be taken away. You may soon travel to areas with vast countrysides or regions with mountains and lakes that you want to explore. Who are y'all talking to? Wait, what? What? Who's traveling? My ass ain't traveling. I'm saying you might embrace a new philosophy, enroll in classes of higher learning, or begin to study churches or religions. What, did I just say that? What? Okay. Okay, I'm listening. A visit to a casino or another area where gambling takes place could likely come about. You will likely be fortunate and win in this venture. Oh, as long as you don't proceed recklessly. You guys. Yeah, I can't. Not yet. I'm not yet ready. I'm not yet ready. But I'm thinking at some point I will be ready and I'll go to a casino and I'll play slot machines and play the roulette table. And I'm going to fucking juke the shit out of that casino. I'm going to take their entire cage of cash and I'm then going to be like, bye, bitches. And as I win all of that money for the sanctuary, I'm also going to make it a point to really just expand my energy so everyone that's at the casino wins too. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Wheel of Fortune. I'm saying because that's just how I am. I only want to win at the casino if other people can win with me. I don't know why I do that, but that's what I do. So the most fun for me is the roulette table because I mean, outside of walking around the slot machines and just like, you get to win, you get to win. Be my own little Oprah. You get to win, you get to win. And, just like hearing people screaming that they've won thousands of dollars. I am not touching any of the slot machines. I'm just walking through, feeling happy and hoping good things for other people. It's not my fault. It's not my fault that their machines are sensitive to my desires. I do remember years ago, I believe it was winter of 1999. We went to Reno, Nevada, and they have casinos there. And I went with my mom, and we had been gambling for quite some time already. And then she decided to sit beside me because she saw I was having so much fun. I was drunk. They kept giving me drinks. If you sit at a slot for long enough, the cocktail waitress comes along and she asks you if you want drinks. And as long as you're playing, the drinks are complimentary. And the more you tip them, the more they'll come around asking if you want refills. So it didn't take much to get me drunk. And I was giving out big ass tips because I kept winning. And then my mom sat down, and so I won the jackpot. It was something like, I don't know, $3,000. I won the jackpot. And then I was like, I want to spin because I was playing Wheel of Fortune. And then the spin came up, and there's this big Wheel of Fortune wheel that has all the additional cash. And then I was like, I want the $1,000. So I landed on $1,000. And my mom's like, oh, you're so lucky. And I was like, you want to win, Mom? And she goes, yeah. Mind you, now we're both drunk. And my mom has some potent manifestation abilities. And I was like, you're going to get the jackpot too. And then she got the jackpot. She got like $3,000. And I was like, you're going to get $1,000 too. And then she got the spin, and she got $1,000 too. And then we won, I think, like a couple more $1,000 within the next hour or so. And then I think she started to sober up because she was like, oh, we need to leave. I was like, why? And she goes, they're going to think we're cheating. I was like, we both got the jackpot. She was like, wait, they're going to think we're cheating. We need to leave. I am not cheating. She goes, you're doing bruja stuff. I am not a bruja. That's not nice. She used to say I was a bruja. But yeah, no, it's fun. It's definitely fun. So you can't be reckless. You can't be reckless with it. Now's a good time to take a gamble on yourself, but you can't be reckless, because if your expectation does not align with the reality of the trajectory your soul has planned for you, you're going to be really upset with how disappointed you are. Your future looks promising because you're ready to expand and grow beyond your limits. If you do encounter difficulties, you will surmount them easily and move forward to your next lucky break in life, which should be coming soon. You guys, this is everything that I'm saying, that I've been saying. Your future looks promising because you're ready to expand and grow beyond your limits, excuse me. If you do encounter difficulties, you will surmount them easily and move forward to your next lucky break in life, which should be coming soon. So things are shifting, things are changing. You got to allow it. Oh, you know what? Let's do Kuan Yin. I got to go. Shit. I got to go. Okay. All right. Ooh. Dynasty of the Divine Mother. I'm telling you, I'm going to start wearing a crown. I don't give a shit what people think. I'm just going to, and then they're going to be like, who do you think you are? Your Empress. Bow. That's what I'm going to say. I don't know. Oh my God, you guys, that's going to be so weird. It's this thing of like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. Here you go. Dynasty of the Divine Mother. The only wish of the Divine Mother Goddess is that all beings be spiritually free. The Divine Goddess calls us to realize our true nature, to fall in love with our own divinity. Enlightenment is a culmination of many small steps, each one as a drop of water, forming a divine ocean of peace, realization, love, and unity within us. an ocean that washes away fear, separation, and scarcity, and bathes us in abundance and bliss. You carry the torch of enlightenment within you, beloved. Let it shine each day. Sometimes we imagine enlightened beings to be another species to everyday humans. Yet there is an old Eastern saying that goes, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Enlightenment is made manifest through the small actions we take each day. Sometimes the smallest action can feel like an enormous leap. And yet, when that action is taken, we realize that the journey into peace is something we can choose to take at any moment. The dynasty of the Divine Mother is her spiritual legacy, her endless compassion for human suffering, and her intent to lift humanity out of ignorance into peace, which shines through the Oriental goddesses like Kuan Yin, Green Tara, and Mazu. This oracle indicates that your spiritual legacy is important on this planet. You have a legacy. You've lived many lifetimes here. The occurrence of a person living less than 15, 20 lives, I mean, that's rare. All of us have lived so many lives here. All of us. You are a channel for the dynasty of the Divine Mother, for the enlightenment of all beings. We contribute to the Divine Mother's dynasty through our choices and creations, from the inner thoughts we hold to the projects in which we invest time, energy, and money. These become part of the spiritual legacy we pass on to generations to come. The Divine Mother now guides you to realize that your soul is moving closer to personal enlightenment and is beginning to live it from moment to moment. The more you choose to notice and appreciate these moments, the more they will happen for you. It is the realization of your own process of realization taking place. It's very exciting, and yet it will not take you away from the world or your loved ones, as you might have feared subconsciously. It will simply make your light stronger, bringing blessings and peace through your being into the world and your relationships each day. I love that. Mm. It will not take you away from the world or your loved ones, as you might have feared subconsciously. It will simply make your light stronger, bringing blessings and peace through your being into the world and your relationships each day. Ooh. We have this concept of like, if we're going to enter into a space of profound existence, that we have to be something completely removed, something so far different from who we are right now, as though who you are right now is not enough. Stop. Stop. Who you are right now, who you've been in every moment of your life, who you are growing into has all been very, very carefully and meticulously designed by the omnipotent genius of Creator. You have always been enough. You were designed to be enough. It is your perception of who you are that creates a sense of not being enough. You listen to the opinions of people who also don't believe they're enough, who only feel as though they're enough if they make others feel like less than what they actually are. Stop. Your personal enlightenment will help the planet in so many ways. You'll become a stronger spiritual light to which others can look so they can find their way more clearly. You're being asked to surrender ideas about what enlightenment may look like or feel like, and to realize where it is already emerging within you. You will also receive guidance about your spiritual practice on a daily basis soon. You may be drawn to meditate in a different way, to work with sacred words and prayers, Tai Chi or Qigong, healing arts, or to get acupuncture or massage more regularly. Listen to your heart. It knows unity and has a seed of enlightenment already within it. Follow your inner guidance. This is the luminous pathway to divine realization and living your everyday enlightenment. The Divine Mother has gratitude for you as a part of her spiritual legacy, a member of the dynasty of the Divine Mother. This card is also guidance not to fear if your spiritual path appears to be losing some focus to matters in the day-to-day world. Your spiritual focus will return when the time is right. But for now, look to what is happening in your life as spiritual practice and trust that you are progressing with perfection. Enlightenment doesn't have to happen in an obviously spiritual place. Our life can be a temple for our soul growth if we are open to it from the heart. Let your heart rest peacefully, knowing that your spiritual light is shining bright and growing deeply. I love that. I love that. I love that a lot. There's so much beauty in life. There's so much beauty in the world. And if you allow yourself to get so caught up in these things that are not so beautiful, things that are designed to create separation, to create division, you'll miss the whole point of things. And what's the point, Emmy? There is no point. We're a circle. Circles don't come with points. Circles are designed to embrace, to bring together, to represent the whole. Not one singular person, being, consciousness, perception, opinion, mindset that's designed to be held above all else. No, I don't think so. There is no point to life. There are merely cycles. Cycles that help you to learn lessons over and over, not because you didn't learn it the first time or the second time or the fifth time or the 10th time, but because with each time you go through that lesson, a new, more nuanced addition to your awareness and understanding is included. Life is beautiful. And where you're at right now is where you're supposed to be. Accept that. Allow yourself to have permission to be exactly where your soul intends for you to be, when you need to be there. Not sooner, not later. You don't have to anything. You just have to accept guidance from soul. That's it. And your soul is consistently guiding you. Consistently guiding you. You're just not consistently listening. I think that applies to me too. People ask me, how long has Michael been in your life? My whole life. Oh, okay. So is he like your personal protector? Yeah. I don't know. Well, why is Michael in your life? Because I don't listen to soul. So Michael is basically my personal telephone. It's not Michael giving me instruction. He is communicating the messages of soul that I'm refusing to hear, because once upon a time, the great Caesar had my beloved murdered, and I've been pissed since then. I've been very angry since then, and I've chosen not to listen. Michael's the only one that has access to my ears. That's why. So we're more alike than you realize. If you have a perception that I'm advanced, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I just know that sometimes I listen, sometimes I won't. It depends who's talking and what they want. So, guys, just really quick reminder, I have the Black Magic Revocation Workshop. That's going to be coming. Oh, where did everyone go? That's going to be coming up in about a week. If you'd like to join me for that, let me get you guys the link. I saw Lindsay had commented it. I don't know where it is. Darnia. There it is. Thank you, Lindsay. Right there. Go check it out. That one is an intense workshop. You don't have to have previous knowledge. And no, I'm not teaching you how to do like witchcraft on other people. I'm teaching you how to negate it, how to protect yourself from it. I think social media has done a huge service as well as disservice in regards to information dissemination. There was no thought as to how people would use the information they've been given. I'm sure not all of that was innocent either. So with the Black Magic Revocation Workshop, I'm going to teach you how to neutralize the effects of black magic on your life. And yes, I have lived many lifetimes as sage, mage, sorcerer, sorceress, witch, bruja, druid, shaman. I've lived so many fucking lifetimes. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know, what's another lifetime? just put it in the bag. Anyways, yeah, you want to check that out? Go check it out. There's a link right there. And then I will be going live on the 6th for the Divine Wealth Portal Fire Ceremony. Don't miss this. Don't miss this. Like, really allow yourself to bring your wealth in. There's no reason to continue with the belief that everyone else should have but you. You of all people who helps other people. Stop. Allow the wealth to come. I'm not even going to use the word abundance. Allow the wealth to come in. I'm not apologetic about it. Allow your wealth to come in. Okay? Doesn't make you a bad person. It does not make you a bad person. And no, you don't have to donate everything once your wealth comes in. No. Allow the wealth to come in. Allow yourself to process. Okay? It's okay for you to have a little something for yourself. You know, even if you listen to me and you're like, okay, Amy said I shouldn't donate everything. I need to hold on to this. You know, it's only a matter of time before you're like, oh, do you need something? Here, I'll give you something. Oh, you need something? I'll give you something. That's how our community is. Stop. Okay? Let yourself have a moment to just breathe. Breathe with a certainty that you are financially okay right now. You're okay right now. Okay? I know you will help. Eventually you will help because that's what you do. That is who you are. So don't be in a rush to give everything away. In addition to that, when enough of us in our community and beyond our community allows ourselves to become wealthy beyond measure, you know what happens? There will be enough of us to negate the need for money. I've been doing so many calculations for years now. So many calculations for years. I have come to the conclusion that if I really were to allow myself to become the most wealthiest person that has ever lived, even beyond the dude from the other continent, even beyond that, If I allowed myself to be that wealthy, I literally could feed all of you. I could house everyone. I could clean the entire world. I could provide medical care completely for free. If I have all the money, we won't need money. Fuck money. I might need a little more time to come to terms with allowing it in, but I'm working on it. I promise you. I'm working on it. Because I'm getting to a place where I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm eager for change. And I know our whole community is. We are all eager for change. Education would be free. And yeah, no, it would not be like a commune. It would be a place where we all have something to contribute. And because we understand our value and are no longer competing or comparing with each other, we will all begin to revert back to the way we used to be, which is co-creation. I mean, I know it sounds very foreign right now. It sounds like a utopia. It sounds unreal. What if I told you that's how it used to be? Do you feel the gravity of what I just said? That is how it used to be. That's how we used to live. There are certain tribal nations that have been left untouched. They haven't been accessed by the modern world. And they're still like that. Yeah. They're still like that. No, Atlantis was the start of the problem. It was not the height of our civilization. They've lied to you. They've lied to you so much about so many things, and Atlantis is one of the biggest lies, as well as Thoth. Yeah. Atlantis was the beginning of the end. It's taken quite a few thousands of years. That was the initiation of the current reversal program we're running in. We're in a reversal matrix. Yeah. Metatron's cube. It's a harvesting cube. People worship Metatron and his cube. Yeah. It's a harvesting device. It works with chakras. It separates them from their original singular form into separate octaves. And then it creates a funnel. And it prevents you from harnessing your true potential. So many lies consistently told. And those who are willing to share the truth, they will be vilified, they will be attacked, gang stalked, everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They did that because once upon a time, chakras were used as a musical instrument. They are the keys that unlock magnetic repulsion zones between harmonic universes. That's where they phase lock you into a space of being. So you can't reach a higher degree of awareness. You can't access your higher knowledge, higher levels of gnosis. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. I can't get into it here, though. I wish. Eventually I will. I think eventually I'll just own YouTube And I'll be like, fuck you, bitch. Nothing but videos all day. Okay, I gotta go. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.